Hello and welcome to News 9. I'm Nishchita, and first up, seems like finally there is an end to the Neer Dosai controversy. The producers are roping in Ragini Dwivedi to replace Ramya. The producers have confirmed the replacement and said that the shooting for the film will start soon. The movie has been mired in controversy from the start. Sandalwood queen Ramya was at the receiving end from senior actor Jaggesh for ditching the movie midway. Well, in fact, there we have it. After much controversy, Ragini Dwivedi will be replacing Ramya. My colleague Priya joins us with more details on this. Well, Priya, finally an end to the Neer Dosai controversy.
Well, Nishita, not sure if we can still call it an end, considering the fact that this story has been ongoing for almost 6 to 8 months now. Now, we do remember that right from the beginning, Ramya has had her issues with the film and its producers. We also saw film star Jaggesh coming out in strong support of the makers of the film. And now, with Ramya holding on to her stand that she will not do the film, especially after she became MP, producer Sudhindra has finally gone ahead and decided to rope in Ragini, who is a big star in Sandalwood as well. Now, what we do know for a confirmed fact is that Ragini is set to replace Ramya, and the decision on this, along with the dates scheduled for the film shoot, will be decided later in the evening today. But as of now, we do know that the controversy started with Ramya having date issues. She alleged not so long ago that the film was not shot on the allotted dates, and despite the fact that the producers had given her certain dates, none of them did really go ahead with the shoot. And then she alleges that they tried to call the shots on her time by telling her that they will shoot at so-and-so time and she should make herself available. This is what exactly transpired according to Ramya, and she had even in fact gone on record to say that this was a very, very big tiff after the fact that the producers did not schedule the dates properly and went ahead and in fact complained to the Producers Association and the Film Chamber. And at that point of time, Ramya had in fact fought with the Producers Association as well as the Film Chamber and said that a different committee should be set up to simply look into this matter because as per her, she wasn't at all consulted and this wasn't very professional. Now, the matter is also in court, and the decision in terms of the pay scale and the payments that need to go back and forth will be decided by the court a little later, Nishchita.
Right, and also we understand that this particular issue has caused a considerable amount of delay to the movie and the makers are not too impressed with it. Can we expect some legal action against Ramya? Are they planning to take it up legally?
Indeed, Nishchita. In fact, they've already gone ahead and threatened legal cases. And yes, needless to say, this was a film that was extremely hyped. So the producers had, in fact, already spent a lot on the promotions of the film, even before the film had started shooting. There's also this buzz that Ramya does not want to do a film anymore, which shows her as a commercial sex worker or a prostitute, and that is the reason she is backing out of it. There are also rumors stating that it is probably because of the elections, the impending elections, that Ramya has decided to back out of this particular project, which was initially believed to turn out to be something that could be an award-winning film by itself. So yes, indeed, we can expect some legal action. We can expect a lot more mudslinging happening as it did in the past already. And Ramya will have to be prepared for some kind of controversies coming their way. Nishchita.
Right, thank you for joining us with all those details, Priya. Well, there we have it. After much controversy, after much complaints from the makers of the film Neer Dosai that Ramya was not giving them dates after signing up for the film, finally there seems to be an end to the controversy as makers have chosen to go ahead with the Ragini Dwivedi instead of Ramya, but they have also threatened to file cases against Ramya for the delay that they had to face because of her date issues. But Ramya, on the other hand, is defending herself, stating that the makers did not utilize the dates that were given to them and now are complaining that there are no dates. Also, there are speculations that since she has come to power, Ramya does not want to take up any controversial roles like that of a sex worker, or does not want to put up a very glamorous face before the camera, as she believes that her larger role to play is in the political world. In fact, Ramya has even indicated that she will be quitting her acting career for the sake of politics.
A nice document.
And well, as the elections are drawing up closer, surely there is more action on the battlefield across the country. And well, faced with the bifurcation backlash and a mass exodus of leaders, the Congress party embarked on a crucial bus yatra to resurrect its image in the Seemandhra regions today. The tour, flagged off from Srikakulam, is aimed at winning back the confidence of the party cadre, if not leaders, feeling let down in the aftermath of the state's bifurcation. Megastar turned politician Chiranjeevi is leading the bus yatra from the front as the party's only star campaigner for the impending elections. The Congress party initiative is being seen as an uphill task and comes a touch late in hitting the country roads on the campaign trail. Leaders of all the other major political stakeholders like the TDP and YSR Congress Party are already crisscrossing the two regions and addressing a host of public meetings. APCC's new chief Raghuveera Reddy, Manifesto Committee Chairman Anam Ramanarayana and a host of other leaders accompanied Chiranjeevi during the launch of the bus yatra. As part of the tour, the Congress top leaders will tour all the 13 districts of the residuary Andhra Pradesh in the next 26 days. They will hold road shows and address public meetings, largely to galvanize the party cadre and clear the misgivings among the public on the bifurcation issue. With their backs to the wall on the bifurcation issue, the Seemandhra Congress leaders came up with a tactical ploy to target former Chief Minister N. Kiran Kumar Reddy. This was evident from the way Kiran Kumar Reddy was attacked in the series of road shows addressed by congressmen. Leader after leader came down heavily on the chief of the breakaway Jai Samakhyandra party. They described Kiran Reddy as the prime reason for the division of the state. The Congress leaders claimed that Kiran, as the chief minister of the day, was privy to the Congress High Command's earlier plan to announce a package for Telangana region to placate the statehood demand. They claimed that the idea was shot down by Kiran as the former chief minister was wary of losing his coveted chair. The Congress leaders alleged that Kiran Kumar Reddy's subsequent strong Samakhyandra pitch was only aimed at camouflaging his real motives. And moving on now, Bharatiya Janata Party leader Shatrughan Sinha faced severe opposition on Friday when he was on his way to file nomination papers for the Lok Sabha elections. He was shown black flags by a group of student protesters. Clashes broke out between Sinha's supporters and a group of students who were against his candidature from Patna Sahib. Shouting slogans against Sinha, the opponents who claimed they were not affiliated to any political party went on a rampage in the streets of Patna. An FIR was registered against Sinha and his supporters on Thursday when supporters and opponents of the actor turned politician, popularly known as Bihari Babu, clashed in front of the state Bharatiya Janata Party office on Bin Chand Patel Marg in Bihar. And meanwhile, in Karnataka, BJP's selection of Bhagwat Khuba for the Bidar constituency did not go down too well with the leaders. The rejection of Suryakant Nagamarapalli led to his supporters protesting outside the BJP office in Bidar. And well, supporters hurled stones at the office and demanded that the top brass review their decision. It was highly expected that Suryakant Gurupadappa would be the chosen one from Bidar, considering that even B.S. Yediyurappa had supported his nomination. Gurupadappa Nagamarapalli had been lobbying to field his son Suryakant in Bidar. The party's central leadership is understood to have told the sitting legislator Gurupadappa Nagamarapalli to either contest from Bidar or leave the decision to them on the candidature. Well, two incidents in different parts of the country, but of similar nature. While on one hand, in Patna, it was the protesters who got beaten up by Shatrughan Sinha's supporters, as the protesters were questioning the work that Shatrughan Sinha has done for the constituency that he was going to file his nomination for. While in Bidar, party workers were not one bit impressed with the Gurupadappa Nagamarapalli's son Suryakant Gurupadappa's name missing from the list, as he was the candidate that even Yediyurappa had backed for, and it was expected that he will get a ticket. But then in the last minute, Bhagwat Khuba was chosen, and these were the scenes of violence, clearly speaking of the kind of intensity these elections hold for.